Everyone to the Commission on Ending Homelessness Commission meeting for the month of September. And so I'm glad to see everyone and hope you're having a great September. And I guess summer is a couple of days away from being over. So, and so I hope everyone's had a chance to review the minutes. And could I please have a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting, please? Thank you.
A motion to accept.
Thank you. So could I have a second, please?
This is Shane. I'll second.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so the next item on the agenda, and Andrea's not here, but beginning in October, the operating cabinet and this meeting are going to meet in person. And I know the place where the operating cabinet is going to meet has been determined, but I don't think it's been determined where this group is going to meet. At least I haven't heard. So, Sharika, do you know if they've determined where this group is going to meet?
No, I would say the same statement I've made previously. I just think it should be brought to a vote. One of the home-based assessment things that we have to tackle is making sure that everything is brought to vote by majority. So I'm okay meeting in person. I'm okay meeting either way. It's just that it does have to be brought to a vote and publicly discussed before we make certain decisions. So that way it doesn't look like one entity has made the decision on their own.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the meeting in October in operating cabinet, we were going to discuss further and vote on it. And so, I assume we should do the same thing for this meeting in October once we determine where we're going to meet. Right now I don't know, but Kathleen or Andrea probably let us know here before long. I'll follow up with them and see if I can find out. Does that make sense to everyone? Does anybody have any questions or other discussion? Okay. So is Laura on here?
No, Laura is out sick. She left early.
Oh, okay. So are we just going to skip that data quality update then?
Yes, she'll be back next month. Sorry, I said next year. Next month to share with us.
Okay, I'll let them know to move that to the agenda next month. Okay, then Sharika, that brings us to you about the volunteers needed for the work groups.
Yes, so this is just an FYI. In order to start to tackle some of the home-based initiatives that was approved by Commission on Ending Homelessness and our city council at the beginning of this year, there were action groups created to divvy up the work that would need to be done. There are 3 action groups that we have created. One is the COC assessment and action plan. So this group is going to work on the actual action plan items brought forth by the home-based group. So one of those is like looking at our permanent supportive housing system. Currently, we have a utilization rate that is below 40%. So looking at our policies, procedures, and different ways that we are currently utilizing that system to see how we can better utilize those resources. Also looking at other action plan items like making sure people are document ready, determining if that is sufficient enough for our system. But this group will work closely to ensure that the action plan items are carried out and completed. And they will also market to gain more individuals and agencies to join the COC that is in the operating cabinet role as well as on the commission, and just review our current guidelines and initiatives to ensure they are being most effective for those that we serve. That group will definitely be coming to the commission to report back out and provide updates. We're looking to schedule the first meeting in October, and then we hope to start providing updates as that meeting goes on. For our money that we receive for training, we receive a planning grant each year from HUD. We have decided to create a COC planning dollar group. So leading back to our home-based report, A lot of people feel like decisions are made between one or two entities. So this is allowing multiple entities to come together to make the decision about what types of trainings, who gets to go to those trainings, and how those trainings are delivered. So we have asked that a lot of our frontline staff be a part of this, and we'll be working to do a training for the year. So pay for various trainings, determining what trainings will be on site, off site, which trainings will be coming in person. And then we'll develop a training calendar for the year for anyone who's interested. But this time we are doing a group instead of having one or two entities determine the trainings for the entire CLC. And then the last one, and they will also present that yearly training calendar once that's done. They are looking to start in October. That group will be led by a different city employee by the name of Javon Mosley. He is our program analyst. He ensures that the agencies are completing the mandatory trainings for HUD before they are released any HUD money that requires that. And then the last one is the CLC accessibility and coordinated entry, along with John Mack, Deb, and city employee Adrian Numawerse, the United Way. And this action group will assist of conversations and actions surrounding making our CIC frontline more accessible, also assessments more accessible. So this includes discussions around the locations that we have our intakes and assessments, how our call center is set up, how we do our prioritization, matching, and also ideas around marketing of the system. So how are we marketing our COC, whether that's in booklets, websites, commercials, and the possibility of the creation of a one-stop center. Also, they'll be looking at missing resources within the system and how we can increase connections to various organizations to make accessibility and coordinated entry a lot more accessible. This group will also be reporting out, and they are looking to start meeting sometime in October as well. So once they do start meeting, I will come back with additional information, and I will also have whoever they choose as a group leader to come back and report back as well.
So if anyone is interested in being one of these groups, they should just email you, Sharika, or?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
I just want to say I'm excited about creating change.
Thank you, Deb.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that I appreciate you, Sharika, developing these possibilities. I do recall specifically Sam in one of our meetings talking about the importance of having a voice at the table, and the decision making perhaps can be more holistic. I believe perception is not always positive, and so certainly having people at the table to voice their opinions is a very good thing. And so I want to commend those that was thinking this through. Sharika, thank you for taking the effort with this. And I want to encourage those of us that are a part of the agency system for addressing homeless needs to embrace this and certainly use this as a possibility for planning.
Thank you, Ms. Tawana.
Anyone else?
Ms. Sharika, I left you a message at your convenience. If you'll please call me.
I'll give you a call right after this meeting.
Okay, so before I get to you, Deb, let me circle back one more time on that in-person meeting. Now, Deb, is that big conference room still up there in United Way up there where we used to meet? I think you're muted, Deb.
I think you're right. I didn't know that the commission used to meet there, but I would assume that's something we could discuss with leadership and find out if that's a possibility. Yes.
Yeah, when we met in person, that's where we met. Now, the other thing I can't remember, what floor is that?
17.
Yeah, okay, 17th floor. Okay. So can you check on that to see?
Alan, I don't, we would need to look at parking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
parking's a problem there.
Now, the way we used to do it, we would pull up to the guard, and
In
we
the
were
back.
saying, and we'd have we're having a meeting at United Way, and he'd take down our name, and then we'd park down there on the bottom in, I guess, the visitor slots.
Yep. Yeah, I can find out if that's a possibility.
Okay. And if not, you'll probably see Andrea before I do. Can you just ask her where we can meet?
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
first, you're welcome. First, I want to, let's see, was anybody in here that was not here at the meeting on Tuesday? Maybe Melissa? You weren't there, right?
No.
And Shane
This is
wasn't
Shane.
there,
I don't
right?
think I was at the meeting on Tuesday.
No.
Okay, okay. I'm just gonna put it out there. I feel like a lot of these meetings are repetitive. Hence why Sharika wants to create change. But so I didn't want to repeat something that you all had already heard before. So I will be honest with you and tell you that I'm gonna share my screen here and I hope it works. I always hate this part where you're like, which screen am I supposed to be sharing? Sorry. Let's try this one and see if this works. Okay, can you see, what are you seeing? Are you seeing the dashboard?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I am just totally going, let me move you people off of my, so I can access everything. Okay. So going off of what Andrea said in the meeting on Tuesday, this shows our single adults. And when we started tracking the data that was in here, the reason that it's so up and down right here in the beginning is because they were still trying to figure out the best way to track the info, how to, put it all together. And so that's why there's such fluctuation right here at the beginning. And then they got really good at I wasn't in the system at the time, so I say they got really good at, getting our numbers down, our street homeless or chronic. And look, we got all the way down to 11. I think that's the lowest, is what I could tell, was 11. And unfortunately, as time has gone on from 2019 and forward, things have just, I won't even say gradually, because as you can see, this spike right here pretty quickly. This was December of 2020. And then just in January, a month later, we did this big spike. And we have gone up and down a little bit since then. But unfortunately, with the housing the way it is in Winston-Salem, with our lack of affordable housing, I'm kind of sick of saying those three words because we need to move forward with that. And also just pandemic situations. Because we have people in the shelters longer because we don't have housing to put them. So there's more people on the street because we might not have a place to put them in a shelter either. So that's also another reason we have more and more people on the street. And so that's part of the reason our numbers have gone up. We're working on it. Let's see now. We're supposed to go over the veteran numbers. Let's see. She was not able to go over the veteran numbers on Tuesday, so I honestly, the only thing I really know is, as you know, there's like, as you hear in our other meetings that Keisha talks about, that there is a national program, maybe program is the right word, program going on for getting, a lot of number of veterans housed. And of course, we're participating in that because of being part of that. And as you can see, like the spike of, let's go back to 2020. So August of 2020, let's see, December, we had 23 And then veterans, we've kind of stayed pretty steady until we had these couple little spikes. But then down here in April of 2022, and then all of a sudden up in May, we had a big spike. And of course, we're working on getting those numbers down, and we are all the way down to 43. So we're almost back down to where we were when we hit that big spike. And I know that that's because people have been working really hard to get all of our veterans with resources and housing, and there's, you know, been a big push to get that done. So are there any questions, comments, things I can take back to other people because I don't really know the answer?
Well, the trend certainly looks, I mean, the trend at the end is certainly looking good.
Right. Yes, we're going in the right direction. It's just, I'll go back to the non-veterans. Here we're not, but you know, as we know, our housing situation is pretty dire. So, but with the veterans, we're definitely going in the right direction. And also, Andrea wanted me to mention that she's not here because she and a few other staff have gone to the Built for Zero conference and learning more things about getting all this stuff going in a great direction for us and the people we serve.
Great.
Yep.
So does
All right.
anyone Thank
Any
you,
questions, comments? Nope. Okay, well, I'm going to stop sharing then.
Deb. Thanks, Deb.
Yep.
Okay. So does anybody else have any other business or announcements or anything they'd like to vocalize at this point?
I don't know if it's necessarily business, but like many of you know, Pam Ingram, she was my manager for my housing division, and she is no longer with us. So it is being posted internally and then will be on our website. So those of you that are interested, we also have some case management positions open. We refer to them as success coaches. And so if you all are interested or know someone that might be interested, please go on our website. We have those on there as well.
And what website is that, Keisha? What's the web address?
The ESR website,
Okay.
www.eisr.org. Experiment in Self-Reliance, EISR.
Okay, thanks. Does anybody have any questions or any other announcements?
Sharika, please call me.
Okay, so our next meeting then will be October 19th, I assume at 2:30, and we will determine for sure where it's going to be. It may be at United Way downtown. Does everybody know what building that's in?
Not the Winston Tower. It's the Truist building.
Yes.
No, Truliant. I got it backwards. Truliant. The Truliant building.
I still think of it as the Wachovia building. So,
Right.
So, and we'll confirm that, if
Yeah.
that's where it's going to be or if it's going to be somewhere else. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and we will see you next month.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
John, I'm calling you
Bye-bye.
right now.